Hello, my trainers. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us today. If you have seen the title and can tell in my voice, I'm very happy. I finally made it over the big bump, slump, whatever you want to call it, that I was in, and I have lost nearly 15 pounds in just 2 weeks. So excited. If you want to hear how I did it, what I was doing, or maybe you're in the same sort of journey and you just want to know a little bit more about what happened, please stick around. Okay, so if you have been with me on this treacherous journey so far, you know that I've been doing a lot of stuff trying to focus on my mental health, trying to avoid the scale at all costs, trying to avoid the dieting label, so on and so forth. Just been on this roller coaster. We all understand how that goes. And I had the opportunity to go away to my in-laws' house, unfortunately without my husband, but about five and a half hours from where I live, to just spend some time to focus on my physical fitness. And originally my thoughts were, okay, I'll just have some time where I have help and I'll just really start to focus and like kind of map out what my next step is, look at, you know, why I was in this slump, just kind of more of a mental focus. But my mother-in-law and grandmother-in-law were just like ready to get me moving, which I was really happy about. They were ready to just help me along and get me over that hump, lose some weight, and they had all these information and just this support to do, I don't know, just to do my journey with me for those 2 weeks. And so I really had no planning to do. I basically just said, okay, I will do whatever it is. If you feel like you've got the magic touch, can get me through this. I know that I don't have the distractions of my house responsibilities, family responsibilities around. I'll have some extra help with the girls. You know what? If there's any time to focus on my body and just do whatever it takes, then these 2 weeks are, you know, a perfect opportunity to do that. And I had one final week that I just, through this past one, that I've got to focus more on the mental side of it. But I will get into that possibly in another video. I just want to focus on what I did to lose this weight. And the answer is, you know, I've mentioned it before, trying it before, intermittent fasting. So the main part of the diet is intermittent fasting. And so basically you can search the internet on what that is exactly, but just a certain time of day that you are not eating. And I will have to say, at least for the first week, mainly, it was very similar to the OMAD diet. If you've ever seen anything about that, eating one meal a day. At first I was like, oh, intermittent fasting, starting eating at 9, stopping at 4 o'clock, that's no problem. But the more, the couple days that I got into it, I was like, okay, this is really kind of like the OMAD diet because we're really basically just eating once a day. And since I wasn't really doing much else, that made sense anyway. But so essentially what I would do is wake up in the morning, and we had what we called suco verde, which was our first meal, I guess that you could call it, and green juice. And it was just a bunch of different things that my grandmother had made. Some days it was like beets and apples and spinach and kale and collard greens. You know, other days there was quinoa in it. There's so many different recipes you can make green juice with, but that was like the first thing. Then just tons of water, and then the main meal of the day was around lunchtime, and so we had a protein with lots of veggies and eggs. Eggs was another thing that was like, eat a lot of eggs, that'll be good protein to get into your system, and it'll be filling as well. So we had a huge plate. I think I might have some pictures. If I get the chance, I'll add them. So just a huge plate, basically as much as you wanted to eat of those things at lunchtime. And then the window closed at 4. So if you wanted an apple before then, if you wanted more eggs, if you wanted more vegetables, the window closes at 4. But pretty much as soon as lunch was over, that's all I had for the day. I really stuck strong to it. You can ask my mother-in-law. The other thing that we had even past the window closing time was tea. There are so many different kinds of tea that are just really good for your digestion, good for your heart, good for your body, all this kind of stuff. And so we had, I think, okay, so in Portuguese it was salsa or something like that, and I believe it was parsley, but I believe it was just basically boiled parsley, but then just like the tea or water from that. So we drank that some days. We had lots of lime tea, so tea with lime. That every morning, every single morning. It was just good for your digestion. It was lime tea. This is no sugar, no other things, just literally hot water and limes. And so yeah, so that's just basically what my overall day looked like. Now here goes the rules. So this is kind of the hardest part. And like I said, I was
really lucky to be in the environment where I didn't have many other distractions. I didn't have temptations. I also had a lot of help with the kids, and it was just a relaxing time. I didn't have things to do that were stressing me out. I didn't have house responsibilities, cleaning, all that kind of stuff. So
if you are going to do this and you have to do it through your day to day, please just like try to push through, because I know it's not as easy done than it is said. So if you don't have the same opportunity to get away like I did, please know I understand it might be harder. But anyway, so the very first thing is avoiding fake sugar or just high amounts of sugar. So no sweets, no sugar in your coffee, although sometimes we put a tiny bit, but just avoiding overly using sugar. Juices, sodas, all that kind of stuff is a no-no. Also, fruit is good, but really high in sugar fruit or just high in like carbs fruit like bananas, that's a no-go. And like mango is a no-go because that's really high in sugar. I don't remember too much else, but I know those two were no-goes. But yeah, you guys know how it is. No high in sugar. Another thing was avoiding bad fats. So like really fatty things. I'm not a doctor or a nutritionalist, so I don't exactly remember the term, but there's good fats and then there's not, maybe trans fats? I don't know. But you guys, if you've been in this journey before, you know what I'm talking about. So good fats like avocado, I think that's all I know as far as good fats. But yeah, just avoiding bad fats and avoiding really fatty meat. So lean meats, chicken, lean beef, all that kind of stuff. Pork isn't really good. Ham's not really good. So avoiding bad fats and heavily fat things. Yeah. So on to the next. No bread. This is very similar to keto diet, other than this next part, which is kind of my Achilles heel a little bit. And that's no milk products, which milk, not a big deal. Cheese, big deal. Your girl likes her cheese. So that's kind of one that was a little bit difficult because I really do like cheese, and I left a $20 huge block of feta cheese at their house, and I'm a little sad about that. But anyway, avoiding milk products, although it is good to get in some probiotics. So heavy probiotic yogurt. I know that she had suggested to me kefir. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I've never heard of it or had it before, but it's good. It's actually really similar to those Danimals drinkable yogurt things. And it's just high in probiotics. Since you're not having any other dairy things, that's a really good thing that you can have. Suco Verde, which is the green juice that I talked about. That's something that we had a lot. The other thing, which is very difficult, is not drinking cold liquids. Now, I wasn't part of this overall group. I don't know the ins and outs of it. If you're interested in that, I can try to find the name of these doctors or the link or whatever to share with you guys. If you're interested, make sure you comment below. I don't know the ins and outs of every single thing. I was just following along what my coach said. So but warm liquids, I guess, are good for digestion. It's just all good. Mole, that's what they kept saying. I don't remember exactly what that was, but it's just like warm, like tea, and water doesn't have to be warm water, but like room temperature. I guess it's just good for this. You know, I got this motion in your stomach, so it's just good for digestion, keeping things moving, clean gut, all that kind of stuff. And then coffee, no coffee in the morning. And I don't know if that was because it broke our fast or what exactly, but we did not have coffee in the morning. We just had it midday or later on in the day. And remember, no cream and sugar. Then that's pretty much it for the nose. Avoiding sugar, fats, no bread, no milk. Drinking suco verde, that was good later in the day. If you're really hungry, you could have that. If you're really hungry past the window, you can have an apple. If you can't stand that, then you can have an egg, but that's really kind of crossing the rules a little bit. Better to stick with green juice or an apple. And then I didn't do that, by the way. I did not break the rules at all. So anything that I say you could do technically with this diet, I didn't do. Some of the days I would have an apple, but I think that was maybe 1 or 2 of the days, and that was when I didn't even have that big of a lunch. So, and then I think that's it. So that's pretty much all of that. Yeah, I think what I will do is, I know me just listing things out can be confusing or just hard to remember. So I do plan to do a day in the life. However, I'm going on vacation. And while I don't plan to throw away all my hard work, I don't believe I'm going to be doing the same thing, just because it's going to be hard to do on vacation, especially while I have like meal credits and like a dining plan and that kind of stuff. So my plan is to just work out at the gym. If you're interested in a little more detailed description of what that looked like, just hang on for maybe 2 more weeks, and then I can throw out a what I eat in a day video with more specific things of like how my entire day went with the things I'm avoiding and the things that I was eating. So that's pretty much it. That's everything that I did for almost 2 weeks, and I know you guys are just waiting for what the weigh-in looked like. Unfortunately, my body doesn't look very different, to me at least. My husband said he noticed a difference, but he's really sweet, and I don't know. Although my uncle did as well, and that's more out of the blue, I guess you could say. So I appreciated that, but I didn't take any befores and afters. I'll feel more comfortable when I can see at least a little bit more of a difference. But I do have the scale, the weigh-ins, and I know you're waiting for that. If you want to know what my plan is moving forward, it does not look exactly like this. But it will be my basis, and I'm so appreciative of the hard work that you put into helping me achieve my goals. I haven't seen this number in such a long time. And I'm only tweaking a little, so don't worry. I promise. I won't mess it up. Okay, here's the weigh-ins, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, make sure you put it down below. If you're not already subscribed and you want to see further how my journey is going and me continue to implement these things in my day-to-day lifestyle, make sure you hit that button, and I will see you next time. Bye!